I want to pivot a little bit and talk about brand. So I know you know a lot about that. One of the services that my agency provides is helping business leaders humanize their brand by being involved in the content that their marketing teams produce. And when I say business leaders, I mean everyone from the sales team to marketers and even the C-suite. And so in your experience, how can internal members of an organization contribute to brand lift by showing up themselves in the company's branding and messaging?
So I'm going to give you an example. This is not something we did, but probably my favorite example ever of this. There was an article, during the pandemic. Okay, it was during the pandemic about David's Bridal, who I'm located in Philadelphia. They're actually a Philly-based company, and David's Bridal found themselves with a couple of challenges. They found themselves with trying to do photo shoots. They needed models. There was a lack of models because of COVID and because of some of the restrictions there. Being able to, jumping through the hoops to get models in was extremely expensive. So what did they do? They went to their employees and they said, who wants to be a model for our shoot for next year's line? And there's an article in the Wall Street Journal all about this. And it was just very moving. And it was just an example of smart business, solving, smart business problems, right? Or smart ways of solving business problems. So what they did was a couple of things. They said, if you do this, if you're chosen to do this, you're going to get a makeover. So you're going to get the hair and makeup, and you're going to get the whole
model treatment. Yeah.
You're also going to get to keep the clothes that you model. So you're going to get to keep the stuff that you model. It'll be yours. And which, I don't know if everybody's going to use 10 wedding dresses, but, I think it was a nice thing. They didn't have to pay models. So they saved money and they elevated their brand. And I think a truly authentic way. And some of the pictures they're just gold. Like, a woman who works for you. Think about that woman who works for you in the pride of representing the company versus a model. And, you might not be able to tell in the photograph, but the impact that has throughout your organization, people's belief in that brand, you can ask yourself, is it more important to build a brand from the outside in or the inside out? We're big believers in the inside out model, that if you have people that believe in it, that's going to come through. It's going to drive a great customer experience. It's going to be very authentic. So to me, that's a great example. So we use that as inspiration. We encourage our clients all the time. If we're creating content with you, if internal or external content, use your people. They care about your brand. They are the face of your brand. And you want to talk about building up equity with your people, make them an integral part of the process rather than hiring actors or actresses and models. Like you get a lot more equity for that than you do, by hiring externally. So I think there's a lot of ways that you can include both senior level leadership. One thing I would say about senior level leadership, if you're going to include senior level leadership, we are big fans of doing it in a tongue-in-cheek way. We're pitching a campaign, right, an internal campaign to a major banking client, and we're pitching them on something that really has the executive leaders put in sort of funny circumstances. And it's just a great way of humanizing that leader to their people and endearing themselves to them, that they're not just delivering this corporate message from behind their big mahogany desk. So we're big fans of incorporating, the team wherever you can, but do it in a way that's going to resonate and be comfortable for them and not be something that's stiff and contrived.